Attention Bay Area motorists. In order to conduct essential roadwork, Caltrans has scheduled a full closure of eastbound I-80 in San Francisco from 17th Street to 4th Street. The closures will occur Friday night, April 17th through Monday morning, April 20th. Please adjust travel plans to avoid lengthy delays. For detour information and traffic updates, visit sfhighwayprojects.com.
Welcome to episode 57 of The 5-Minute Investor, the podcast where we break down stocks at the heart of two stories shaping your investing week. I'm Trevor Abbas.
And I'm Jonathan Brown. Each week we bring one stock, one headline, and one reason investors should care.
This week, as global defense spending remains on track to more than double to $6.6 trillion over the next decade, we're looking into a pair of drone stocks highly aligned with the marketplace's shift towards more cost-effective intelligence and strike technologies.
Now, industry leaders are urging lawmakers to modernize procurement processes so Canada can deploy new technologies, such as drones and autonomous systems, more quickly and competitively.
Okay, John, who are they and what did they say?
The who is Cameron Chell, CEO of Draganfly, a drone developer we follow closely on the podcast and Stockhouse. It trades in the Canadian Securities Exchange with the ticker DPRO, or DPRO. So earlier this month, he told a Senate committee that faster decision-making, closer collaboration with domestic firms, and clearer pathways from pilot projects to scaled development are what he calls essential for maintaining defense readiness and national sovereignty in this rapidly evolving security environment.
It sounds like he would like to see more collaboration between industry and government. Is that right?
Exactly. He suggested that a more cohesive ecosystem could improve readiness while supporting the growth of a Canada-based defense technology firm. He said, and I quote, "Weapons can win a battle, but industrial capacity wins wars and ensures sovereignty."
That's pretty heavy. How has the stock performed lately?
Well, just as heavy. As of this recording, DPRO stock has risen around 20% since this testimony just over a week ago. And since this time last year, it has risen roughly 130%, trading at about $8.50 Canadian. On its NASDAQ side, Draganfly stock is around $6 US and has had a similar upside trajectory.
Okay, here's a question for you, John. How has the current conflict slash ceasefire in Iran influenced the destiny of drone warfare?
Well, Chell pointed out that the Iran theater of war proved what Ukraine already showed. Drones are force multipliers, that's what he called them, across reconnaissance, logistics, and tactical operations, a.k.a. more than just a weapon. And Draganfly isn't alone up there. The skies are busy, and Trevor has another Canadian drone stock that wants to stabilize Canadian sovereignty and boost its bottom line.
That's right, John. My drone stock worth considering for anyone with a gap in the defense sleeve of their portfolio is Volatus Aerospace, whose integrated operations provide uncrewed systems, aerial intelligence, and mission-critical services for a growing number of global clients.
In your estimation, Trevor, would an elevator pitch of Volatus's value proposition stand up to the test?
I think so, because the company is targeting both defense and commercial markets, diversified across essential industries like energy and infrastructure, while optimizing revenue through an integrated platform monetizing everything from manufacturing to remote operations to training and data management, with this all-encompassing approach proving itself out on the income statement. Case in point, 2025 revenue was up by 26% year over year to $34.2 million. With adjusted EBITDA climbing by 25% to a $7.2 million loss, and a more than $500 million deal pipeline positioning the company to continue fostering growth in line with profitability.
Interesting. So what are the probabilities looking like for Volatus to deliver on more profitable growth from there?
I would say they're noticeably positive, considering that the company's estimated EV revenue multiple for 2026 is 10.7x, well below the 16.3x mean among competitors, including Draganfly, Ondas Holdings, and Unusual Machines, among others. Concurrently, Volatus has numerous growth initiatives on the go, including multiple NATO allied training deals, a heavy lift drone development program partially funded by the National Research Council of Canada, and a multi-year inspection and data services agreement with one of North America's largest electricity transmission and distribution utilities. All of these deals afford the company plenty of catalysts to deliver positive news flow, book more revenue, and nudge its valuation higher.
Now I got to ask, has Volatus's stock price recognized the underlying company's potential undervaluation, improving financials, and a robust pipeline? In your estimation, of course.
I would say that it definitely has, with shares adding 350% year over year at the time of recording. That said, Volatus's comparatively low EV revenue multiple remains in effect, meaning that there's likely more shareholder value to be harvested over the coming years, supposing the company is able to reach positive EBITDA as it garners more market share.
Now, when the times get inevitably tough, as they will for every company at some point in their history, right? What will help Volatus stand out in the marketplace, optimizing its chances of long-term viability?
It really comes down to, John, to the leadership team, I think. And there's certainly lots for investors to hang their conviction on. CEO Glenn Lynch, for example, brings more than 30 years in operational aviation, plus 7 in manufacturing, with a history of delivering growth and profitability. Luc Massé, Executive Vice President, is another standout thanks to his 4 decades in aviation, spanning management, aircraft sales, and contract negotiation. These are executives that have been there and done that, who won't be fazed by volatility inherent to the market cycle, and that's about as good as investors can hope for without taking a more activist approach.
As always, you can find links to the articles from today's episode in the show notes and more investing insights on stockhouse.com.
And you can find the 5-Minute Investor on Spotify, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Stockhouse, or wherever finer podcasts are found. This podcast is produced in partnership with Draganfly Inc. and Volatus Aerospace Inc. and is intended for informational purposes only. For full disclaimer information, please visit stockhouse.com/legal/disclaimer.